It has taken me over 6 years of implementing lifestyle changes and doing somatic and nervous system based work to heal trauma and actually bring my female physiology into a state of coherence to get to a point where I am no longer scared of symptoms in my body. And here is a really, really big one is I am at a point in my life where whether it is with men or friendships or clients, I am actually willing to walk away and to lose a connection with somebody if they are not able to treat me properly or meet my needs. It doesn't need to be a disrespectful thing, but I never actually used to have the capacity to lose connections. And I would constantly self-abandon by saying that I was okay with whether it was like being in a situationship or I was okay with accepting less money for something in order to maintain the connection with them. These two things, not being scared of symptoms in my body and being able to actually have the nervous system capacity and the willingness. And honestly, there is a real enjoyment that comes with knowing that you are able to walk away from things that are not aligned for you or that are not good for you. Just those two things show such massive amounts of nervous system repair and regeneration and true cellular vitality in the body, because somatic therapy is really great and it's not the only thing that I did to get here. And the way that I have really been experiencing my own healing journey, and then I see this reflected in all the women that I work with, is there are these kind of two dominant phases. There's a bunch of phases within it, but there's phase number one, which is a lot about processing the pain, processing all of the suppression, all of the invalidation, all of the ways that you have learned to be ashamed of your female physiology, to actually suppress your core feminine nature that is rooted in your biology and in your nervous system, plus all of the attachment shit you've gone through, all of the ways that you're undernourished in your body. It's this massive, massive phase of processing shame, anguish, helplessness, rage, and actually bringing your body online, because as you bring your body online, you are now going to confront and have to move through everything that has been suppressed. That is this like multi-year phase that everybody has to go through, and it just feels like shit and it's really hard, but you also know that you are moving towards what you actually want to move towards, and so you have that knowing in your body, and so you keep going. Then you get to kind of this flux point where you start to notice that you're not really freezing anymore, you're not in so much pain anymore, and now you really are forced to confront what would it be like to actually be more, and for lack of a better term, in a state of more abundance, where instead of being backward looking, where you are processing pain, you are validating all of the things that you went through, and you are essentially grieving for the first time in your life. What happens when you actually orient towards moving towards the kind of life that you want? And this is abundance, this is more capacity, this is being able to be more in this energy of like, I want to play the game of life because I now am resilient enough and I have enough inner and outer resources that I can see taking on challenging things as the best way to get to know myself, but you also have the capacity to rest. And to me, this is the phase that ultimately we want to get to, where now we're focusing on cultivating vitality, and you literally get to be in this experience, this somatic body-based experience of playing the game of life. And the actual somatic safety that is required to be able to play the game of life is having such an unwavering trust in yourself that you are no longer available for doing things that are going to deplete you, that are going to pick at your self-esteem. You're not available to be around people that are going to treat you in that way. And again, this is also where we have the capacity to deal with things in a mature way. So there is a regulated and dysregulated version of every single emotion. Someone being angry and bitter and just ranting about all the stupid shit online, or like yelling at people in their life, whether they're a man or a woman, is really dysregulated behavior. And that is not being in your dark feminine energy. That is just being fucking immature. What we actually want when we get to this point is that for any situation where someone is not treating us the right way, we're able to use cues such as anger or disappointment or anxiety as cues that allow us to see, hey, maybe this relationship isn't for us, or maybe there's a need that I haven't communicated, and you have the capacity to communicate that need and be okay if that person does not want to or is unwilling to meet your need, and you are also able to literally walk away from that. This doesn't mean you're bypassing. You are, of course, allowed, and you need to allow yourself to be sad or disappointed if things don't work out the way that you want them to, but then you just say, okay, if I were to stay in that, now I'm not leaving room in my life for the right person, the right opportunities, the right business strategy, the right friendships, the right travel to come into my life. The actual amount of nervous system capacity that is required to get to that point means that you need to be on your fucking shit. And what I mean by this is, yes, you can do somatic therapy, but I see so many people, and I got lost in this, that get so stuck in a trauma healing vortex, and they're not actually being in this energy of you also have to kind of like fuck around and find out. And this is why I love where I live, which is between bro-based wellness culture and deep sacred feminine healing, where I love yoni steaming. I love being in touch with my emotions. I love feeling how the feminine current within me is like this liquid, golden, fiery ocean that just is like tumultuous and beautiful. But then also I go outside every single morning to regulate my circadian rhythm. I eat 3 high quality nutrient dense meals every single day. I move my body, I lift weights, I hydrate properly, I take responsibility for being financially secure, and I don't blame capitalism or men or patriarchy for every single bad thing that's going on in my life. I actually look around and I'm like, you know what? I have a fuck ton of freedom and I'm going to take full advantage of that as a woman. And when you are in this place, when you are actually a well-resourced woman and a well-resourced man, what I see over and over and over again is the people that have actually taken a health, body, biology, and soul first way of healing themselves, of engaging with the world. This is true for both men and women. They are the most high integrity, open-hearted people that as they become well-resourced, they take care of the people around them. They are such positive influences in their community. And you cannot be a positive influence to your maximum potential, to your siblings, your parents, your friends, your community, when you are under-resourced. You literally cannot. And that goes for money, health, relationships, good place to live, whatever it is. So you need to do what you need to do in order to get yourself to a place where you are able to take radical level of responsibility for your health and well-being and your nervous system state.